And I don't know if you can tell by now, but we're in a closet. A freaking closet. Now you could be asking yourself, Bennett, why are you in the closet? And I answer to that with, because I'm not ready to come out. Okay, jokes aside, we are currently clearing out my closet, taking out all the things that we no longer want to keep, and which means my room is filled with, trash or donations. And since I can't get to my regular recording area right now, we're just gonna chill in this open closet for the moment. Well, open as could be. I got Christmas stuff here, a tree box here, and I'm just lucky enough to fit in here. I have my iPad on a box. I have a light here, a microphone, my new microphone, by the way. It's right up here. And I think it works a little too well because I am literally whispering right now. And I've been playing footage back, and even with a whisper, it sounds like a movie screen, to me anyway. So, yeah, okay. And I'm wearing my robe because it's currently the middle of the night, and I like to wear my robe at night because I'm that kind of person. But anyway, today's video, we are finally gonna say goodbye to 2020. Fuck you, 2020. By far, one of the worst years I've ever experienced. But we're not here to talk about the bad, nay. We're here to talk about the good. Because in a crappy year like 2020, it's important to keep your eyes on the bright side. Like, we gotta look for the silver lining, the few good things that made this year kinda worth it. This is what this video is about. We're gonna be going from each month, from January to December, and I'm gonna tell you what was my favorite parts about each month during 2020. Now these things, some of them apply to me, some of them might apply to the rest of you, but either way, I want you guys to tell me what was your favorite things about 2020, personal or just in general. Let me know in the comments down below at the end of this video, and let's get into the list. Let's start with January, and in January, we saw the launch of Digital Sky Podcast. I was there on day one when the show premiered, and it was amazing. I fell in love instantly. And not only did I binge watch every episode they put out, but I was lucky enough to meet the creative team behind Digital Sky. And they are now like my closest friends, which is incredible. And not only did I meet the cast and crew of Digital Sky, but we also met other fans of the show. I met more friends who share the same passions as me, and it's phenomenal. Truly. And Digital Sky is also responsible for something else that we're going to talk about in this video, but we're going to keep that quiet for right now. Shh. But I'm sure a lot of you can probably guess what that is. Next, in February, DC announced their new character, Punchline, which I am absolutely in love with. Big Batman fan, I love his rogues gallery, and Punchline is probably the first female Batman villain that I had any strong feelings to, because with characters like Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn, I was never attached to them. Maybe because they're mostly being seen as sexual objects, and like, I don't think that's right, because usually creators and fans, all they care about when it comes to those three characters is how tight can we get the costumes, or what little clothing can we have them wear. Like, there's more to these characters than their bodies and looks. They have stories and adventures that people can get really into. Like Catwoman, a thief that falls in love with a billionaire who can get her anything she wants, but she doesn't want to be taken care of. All she wants to do is take care of herself. because she's a survivor, and I'm sure that a lot of people can relate to that. Poison Ivy, her main goal in life is to protect the plants, keep planet Earth alive. I'm sure a lot of environmentalists can get with Poison Ivy's point of view. And Harley Quinn, who I think has the strongest story, falls in love with a dangerous person, is in an abusive relationship, and leaves that toxicity behind to become her own independent person. Those are all great stories to get behind, but no, people just care about how big their tits are, or how curvy their asses are, or how pretty their faces are. Like, there's more to these characters than whatever. And I just love Punchline's story, because she calls out the world on all of its BS. Like, if people posts about someone dying, but they never met the person, they don't know who they are, they just posted about them because they wanted likes on their social media. She calls those people out, saying how fake they are. Like, I'm sure a lot of people can get behind that. I just love this character because I'm not a big Harley Quinn fan, and I was afraid that she was going to be a copy of her. But no, she's like, she was advertised as the anti-Harley. If Harley was an angel, Punchline is the devil. And that got me so excited. Harley is goofy and silly, Punchline is dead on serious. Like I just want to see more of her, and I just want to get to know her more. Like, oh my god. I hope that people don't start treating her as if she's a sexual object. I don't like when people do that for female, male characters, or people in general, because everyone is more than their looks. I don't know how many times people have to say that to get it to stick, but people are more than their looks, okay? I just feel like I have to say that just to make it stick. Like I said recently in January when Digital Sky launched and I got to meet the cast, I met them in March, okay? So this counts as March's thing, okay? I met Digital Sky, and I met everyone, all the other fans, and we became the Enskyders. Enskyders assemble! And it was just great to meet all these talented people, both the Digital Sky crew and the regular fans who have their own unique talents. And some of them even brought the talents to the podcast, which, by the way, Scott, I'm still waiting on. Like, you can call me anytime, I'm just saying, like, I'm available. Middle of last year, I started going to acting school, and I graduated early this year, and the final days of acting school was a little bit rough, because that's when COVID hit. So we had to do the final classes over a Zoom call. Oh, does anyone else remember how difficult it was to get used to that thing? Man. But, yeah, I graduated acting school. I didn't get a ceremony, but that's okay. Technically, I didn't get a certificate yet. I mean, I have one. It's just not in my possession. It's still at the school. So once COVID is gone and the studio opens up, I'll just go back there and pick it up, and that's that. But yeah, I graduated acting school. I got an agent, and she's wonderful. Like, she's doing her best to get me jobs whenever they're available. And yeah, I don't want to say anything else besides that, because I don't want to, like, give anyone false hope. But let's just say I've been sending auditions for several months now, and it's only a matter of time until we hear something. And usually when you send an audition, it could take a few months to hear anything back, but I'm a patient guy. I can wait. But yeah, it's so nice to officially be a legit actor and and it's gonna feel even better once I start booking things. Again, Scott, if you want me in your podcast, just let me know. Like, I'll give you my agent's number. We can schedule something. I am trying so hard to get on Digital Sky. It's not funny. Like, I never wanted anything more in my life. I wanted to be a professional actor and now get on Digital Sky. Oh boy. Now, speaking of Digital Sky, if it wasn't for them, I would have never accomplished one of my big dreams in life, meeting one of my favorite YouTubers, Brizzy Voices. What a treat. And y'all, she is the nicest person on the planet. And me and everyone else on the Zoom call, we were so nervous. We were like joking around, but like, yeah, we're gonna meet Brizzy, we're gonna all be best friends and stuff. Then we met her like, oh, hi. Like, we all just got awkward immediately. It was hilarious. But she was cool, and even asked her permission to make her a tribute video, which she loved, by the way, which I will talk about in another video coming up soon. But yeah, it is so great to check that off the bucket list, and I honestly hope we can have another conversation again soon. Maybe even work together on a video. That's another dream. But what are the odds of that actually happening, right? It's not every day you watch history being made or even a holiday being added to the calendar. But that's exactly what happened this year. In June, specifically June 19th, a new holiday was added called Juneteenth, where we will officially celebrate the extinction of slavery in every state, including pro-slavery states. And even though there's still a lot of work to do in a lot of states, still wish we would go back to something like that, which will never happen, never again. It is glad to see a holiday being made to celebrate the removal of something that horrific. It's like the 4th of July for African Americans. Like, it's their holiday to celebrate their freedom, and I think that's great. For this next thing, technically has nothing to do with me. It involves a friend of mine, and I don't really have permission to share their story on camera, so I'm going to respect them and not give any specifics. But to my friend, I just want to let you know, in case you're watching this, I am so proud of you. And to everyone else who has no idea what the hell I'm talking about, I'll just leave you with this. Sometimes, violence can be the answer. Now, with COVID, obviously no one could attend Comic-Con this year, but DC was like, we got you covered. They created DC Fandom, which was absolutely incredible. Like, it was like a convention in your lap. You can watch it from home. I don't know how we can go back from this. Like, yeah, a convention is fun. You get to meet celebrities, buy some cool stuff. But if you can get all that at home, sure. Like, and it was so cool. I didn't want to miss a thing. I legit had to take it into the bathroom with me, sat it on my lap, and just kept my eyes on the screen as I was doing my business. I'm sorry if that image was too graphic for you, but that's how much I didn't want to miss anything. They shared news about movies, TV shows, games. They interviewed the cast, they played games, and tons of other stuff, and it was so incredible. And the stadium was designed to look like a DC comic book, designed by one of the actual creators at DC Comics. Like, this was so amazing. And I can't think of anything else like it. Remember when I said it's not every day you watch history being made? Well, that happened a lot in 2020. Like, for example, Zendaya winning the Emmys? Girl, you go! Like, this is the best thing ever. Like, not only was she the youngest Emmy winner, but the second black woman? Seriously? I thought there would be more, but great for her. And she was up with some fierce competition. I don't really remember because I kind of blacked out after her won because I was screaming so loudly, like, yes! Oh. Like, man. And the only thing better than Zendaya winning the Emmys was her family's reaction to her winning the Emmys. I would have given anything to be in that room at that moment and feel that energy, because I've never seen a family more proud of their family member in my entire life. Next up, we have the return of the original creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. They haven't been involved in the comics for a while, and they finally return to bring probably the best Ninja Turtles comic of all time, TMNT The Last Ronin. Fuck yes. And like, me, Eastman, and Laird, we have something in common. We love Batman, specifically the Dark Knight Returns storyline, which The Last Ronin was modeled after, and you can feel it. Like, there's even a cover that resembles the Dark Knight Returns cover. And this dark Turtles comic is something I've been wanting for a very long time, because I love these type of stories where the hero is old and they're like in a apocalypse world and they're trying to get by. Like, I just love stories like that, like Dark Knight Returns, Old Man Logan, and now Last Ronin. And with the identity revealed as Michelangelo, spoilers, but it should have been, you should know that by now. I don't mind. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, like the comedic turtle finally getting serious, and we kind of saw it in the 2003 series. So I'm okay with it, but I just would have preferred it to be Raph, because you know that badass attitude that kind of goes with Wolverine and Batman. Just get my 3 favorite characters and my 3 favorite stories. But you know, I'll deal with Mikey. I'm really excited to see how the other Turtles and Casey and Splinter's death in the upcoming comics. And like, whew, and I just want to see this in an animated movie. Like, get a direct-to-DVD Last Ronin movie, because that shit will sell like hotcakes, just like this comic. In November, we all banded together, used our voices, and screamed as loud as we could, just like at the ending of Horton Hears a Who, where those little Whos on that flower screamed as loud as they can just to get their voices heard. And together, we all said, "Get Donald Trump out of the White House!" And we did. And on January 20th, he will no longer be president. Thank God. I don't know if Biden will do a good job or not, but there's no way he can be worse than the last guy. And honestly, I am so glad that he's no longer president and has no more power. But let's be real. None of us will really be satisfied until he faces the consequences for his crimes. That means prosecuted, jailed, and never heard from again. And until that happens, we will never be satisfied, satisfied, satisfied. I've been listening to Hamilton, I'm sorry. You seen that musical? It's great. You should check it out. This past Christmas, I probably got one of the best gifts of all time. The first ever Noir Bennett Studios merch. My family took my logo, put it on an iPhone case and a mug, and those were the first official NBS merchandise. And I love it, because I never thought this would be possible. Like, yeah, I had dreams about being an actor, maybe a YouTube star, but those were dreams. Realistically, I knew that I was never going to be popular enough to at least have merchandise made of me, which I was okay with. And technically, I'm still not that popular, but hey, I have merch now. Merch that is only for me, because I still know that no one would ever buy NBS merchandise except for myself. So I'm okay with, like, I don't mind decorating my room with NBS style stuff. I really don't care. I think that's fantastic because I love my channel. I love what it's become and the things that I do. But yeah, my first official merch, that is a dream come true right there. And that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what were your favorite things that happened to you during this crappy year. And I have no idea if next year will be better. All I know is Trump won't be president anymore. So to me, next year is already better than this year. But you guys leave your best things that happened to you this year in the comments down below. And we'll see you in 2021.